Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television, the original broadcast date, June 30th, 2023. And as posted on Facebook, my scheduled guest, Terrence Muncie, could not make it tonight. He just had a disaster at his house. No electricity, all kinds of stuff. So basically, we said, what can we throw together in a short, reasonably short span? And I would even pull her up on the screen right now, but she's literally leaning out of her chair, and you couldn't see her if I did. There she is. Adrian is joining me tonight, so you'll get to see her lovely visionage. Is that a word? Visage. Visage. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
Cleavage.
Yeah, that too.
I'm looking at her cleavage.
Cleavage. Anyway. I want to go ahead, before I forget, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Independence Day. We're coming up on July 4th weekend. And Adrian, do you realize statistically there will be fewer fingers watching this show next week than this week?
Statistically, yeah, you're right.
So just be careful out there. That's all we're saying, people. Be careful. I'm going to apologize tonight if I have to stop and cough, because I am apparently allergic to Canada. Whoever's idea it was to set the motherfucker on fire, I just wish he'd stop. Okay, I'll say it. I don't care if it's a conspiracy theory or somebody threw a lit cigarette. One way or the other, I'm coughing. I went through literally a box of Kleenexes in the last week. Just my nose, and this used to not happen to me. I smoked for 41 years. This never happened to me before. And, hell, they tried to burn down eastern Kentucky back in the 80s, I think it was. So, you know. And you could see the smoke. So there's that. By the way, I'm wearing the hat tonight because I go to Monday to get a haircut. Wednesday, that's right.
Eye appointment Monday,
Eye appointment Wednesday. Hair appointment Wednesday. I got a busy week next week. And then finally, I want to give a shout out to Sharon Sutton. Let me turn my logo off.
There you
she
go.
Supplied tonight's t-shirt. So let's keep the dumb fuckery to a minimum today. That's what it says. So you had me at dumb fuckery. What can I say? Anyway, so Adrian agreed, like I said, come on. And we'll talk about some stuff that's going on. We'll go through some of the frequently asked questions, which is, okay, first of all, frequently asked question. Is X celebrity going to have photo ops?
Yes. Yes.
That's your answer.
Every celebrity that we announce is offered to do pro photo ops. And with the exception of a couple of our paranormal people that aren't doing group ops, everybody will be offering solos, and most people fall into the category of a duo, costume, prop, or group op. So it's a lot of stuff to organize, but they are coming.
So there. Spread the word. Tell everyone. Yes, the answer is yes. So-and-so. Now, when it gets into the weeds, and then is so and so doing a in costume, I can't help you. I don't fucking know. Adrian sometimes knows that.
So right now, the group ops that we have that we are going to be using prop sets for are Sleepaway Camp, Terrifier, Final Girls, Halloween, maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Spencer Charnas solo photo ops will probably be on a prop set also. So those are the ones we've got right now. We're getting those added this week.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, and that's tonight's show, everybody. That's all I had. I mean, I was all prepared to speak about art and creativity and that stuff, and now I'm out in the weeds, everybody. I was totally unprepared.
I have plenty of stuff that we can talk about.
Well, you just go ahead and run with it, and I'll just jump in when I can.
Okay. Don't see. Let me send this email. Okay. So, yeah, we've got a ton of things that we can go over. So we talked about the photo ops a little bit. We have talked about some events in the past, and I'm going to get into a little bit more of that right now. Let me see here. Get my list up. Okay. So, Killers on the Rocks, those tickets are on sale. I think we have 11 left. Pretty limited. They're $125. It's about an hour and a half thing. You do a tour of the distillery. You get to tap a new barrel. You get to learn about the process of making bourbon. You get to sample the bourbon. And then there's a cocktail hour in the bar after the event is over, or after the tour is over, rather. Horror Trivia is going to be on Thursday night, right after Killers on the Rocks ends-ish. It's at 7 o'clock at Lex Live. It's a free event, and I am getting details confirmed on if there will be the same prizes that we did last year, which would include cash prizes. So once we know, we'll be doing a graphic, getting that up on the website. Film Festival, we are still taking submissions. That is Wes's area of expertise, and he is one of the judges. He watches everything that gets submitted.
Yes, and matter of fact, today I not say I'm not even. Why am I going to say which one it was? I almost fell asleep on one today.
Oh, no.
Mostly because, and it wasn't that it was actually a good feature film.
Yeah,
it wasn't great. I mean, the guy had a budget, but I mean, it was an engaging story. But because of Canada, I woke up at 2:30 last night coughing and couldn't get back to sleep. Now, you're used to that shit. I, on the other hand, need my beauty sleep.
That would be like me waking up at 6 a.m.
But yeah, that was one thing. We shouldn't be that far behind the curve. Brandon, in a business meeting the other night, said that we were a little behind the curve on our
number of submissions.
We're at 70 some, and we only had 100, a little over 101, 102 last year, and we still got July and August. We still got 2 months on it.
Yeah.
So
there'll be a lot of last minute.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
I remember that because I thought we had it all wrapped up in the last 2 weeks. I pretty much had to sit here and watch horror movies so that everybody got a chance. But
that's awesome. The next thing is I'm going to talk about, speakers. So the speaker applications closed a month ago. We got those selected. We have emailed the folks that submitted applications for speaking. We are working on getting their images and stuff for their graphics, and we will be working on
when
a
she
schedule.
says we, she means her.
No, we picked them.
Yes, I know. I meant on the actual hardware.
Oh,
yeah. I said here and said, yeah, that all looks good.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah,
and then once we get ready to go, then we will make a schedule. We'll get that schedule released. We have a bunch of panels, which I'm not going to really talk about which panels we're doing. We are doing all the big franchises, though. That's the plan. We're gonna do all the big franchises. We're gonna do a couple of other panels, and once we get figured out which days those are going to be, we'll get the schedule posted for that. We are collaborating with some of our artists, Terrence Muncie being one of them, which, you know, I'm Terrence Muncie, but we're going to work with some of our artists to make limited posters for the show. And we are going to be giving out some free posters at the panels. Not exactly sure the protocol and how we're going to do that yet, if it's going to be first come, first serve, you know, so we'll figure that out. We are going to have a classroom set up downstairs this year. And something we have wanted to do for years is offer a special effects cosplay class. So we have gotten the green light from the folks that are going to do it. We're going to be offering an intro class on Friday, an intermediate class on Saturday, and a kids class on Sunday. And the kids class is going to be real easy. Basically, I think they're going to make like create a wound, and the kids are going to get to like paint it and stick it on.
Now, while we're on that topic, would you contact said vendor or demonstrator, whatever the hell you want to call them, ask them if they would be interested in stopping by the Scarefest TV booth before the con on Friday, in particular Friday and Saturday. I need somebody to do zombie makeup.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm actually going to have some people at my booth taking blood pressure, actual nurses, and I want them to look like zombies or something like that.
Okay, cool.
And also, yeah, and another thing, the black carpet this year, everybody, I'm instructing all of my black carpet ladies, they should either be in costume, not gowns or whatever, or if they're going to wear gowns, they have to do zombie makeup.
That's awesome.
I just want something different.
I love it.
So yeah, so we might have to, in other words, if they would be so kind, we might be, and I'll be sure to give them a shout out on the black carpet if that happens.
Yeah, I'll send him a message and ask.
Okay, let's get some of these questions from the chat room here.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I got a whole list here, and trading cards is on it. Do we want to skip to trading cards?
Skip to trading cards just because it's been asked, and Nita's going to sit here and point at it.
No one. She had it on her list. I know I was cool.
Yes. So trading cards is definitely a great question for Terrence Muncie, which I sent him a text a little bit earlier before the show and asked him for some teasers for the cards this year. We will be doing Scarefest trading cards, and it's a highly anticipated event. So we're going to talk to Terrence, kind of see if we can get a little sneak peek of what to expect, and then we're going to release some information about it on our social media accounts. Now, there's not really much to say because we're not going to tell you where they are. The whole fun in getting the trading cards is going to look for them. I will tell you that we are going to do a couple special vendor cards this year. So there will be certain cards you can only get at certain vendor booths. And we may have some cards you can only get in the panel room. You can only get in the speaker room, because we want people to kind of branch out and explore the show and see what all there is to see. So yeah, we're not going to like put a roadmap out or anything, but we will give a little bit of a hint for some of this stuff. Talk Scary to Me, that is on sale now. That is Scout Taylor Compton and Danielle Harris will be doing the Talk Scary to Me podcast live at the show in lingerie, which is...
You know, if I thought it would sell tickets, I'm just saying...
You would come in lingerie?
I didn't say that. Actually, I was going to say I will start doing Scarefest TV in lingerie if it will help the ratings. Or if people would actually pay to watch it. So you in the chat room, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we need that.
I don't think saying I'm excited about that would be appropriate. Because...
let's see, panels and movie screenings. Okay, keep the questions coming. Anita is going to keep watching those. I'm going to keep moving down the list. Some of your questions are going to get answered as we go through all the list of events and entertainment. The drag show.
Yeah, I got that here.
So the drag show, we are waiting to hear back on a couple of things about the drag show, but it will be Friday night. It will start at 9:00. We are trying to get a for sure on what if there's going to be an age restriction. We made it a ticketed event this year, and that is multi-purpose. So one of the things that we hope to accomplish at the drag show, and we're going to be bringing in a couple of co-conspirators, is we are going to raise money for some youth programs, LGBTQ youth programs, and Haunters Against Hate's going to come in and work with us on that. I'm going to see about maybe getting us special posters for the drag show, or maybe a trading card. I don't know. We're going to do some cool stuff with that. Did you have a question, Wes?
I did want, well, only some of this popped up that we haven't hit. Okay, for some reason, John Stiff, who is a volunteer for Scarefest, asked about the swag bag, kind of what goes in those. I didn't really understand why he would, because you don't get one, John. You're a volunteer.
No. John, it's somebody else.
Oh, it's
Josh Smith.
Josh Smith. Why did he? Okay, that's right. I got an eye doctor appointment next Monday. Okay, I'm sorry. Josh Smith wants to know what's in the VIP swag bags. It is just basically whatever gets donated.
Well, no, I was gonna say no. It's swag. It's like a present. It's a surprise. We can't disclose what's going to be in there, but I will say that I've seen a couple of like unboxing videos for our swag bags, and they get really positive, reception. So
yeah,
it could be some cool stuff.
Because we actually, I wouldn't say, okay, we put a little thought into it, but our vendors that donate the stuff that goes into them put a lot of thought into it.
Definitely.
Because we've explained to them, no, you can't give us business cards. You got to give us something of value, and they meet the challenge. They meet the challenge. Now, what you put?
Will we have any ticket draw lines for certain celebrities?
No.
We do not foresee that happening, because none of our celebrities are known to take 10 minutes per signature, as Mr. England was.
Well, and one thing, about celeb lines in particular this year, we will be trying to communicate the layout of the floor as best as we can leading up to the show. Normally we put up an interactive map that has where everyone is, all of the vendors, all of the celebrities. And if you have been to the show before, you know that last year it got a little tight back in the celebrity area with line building, things like that. So we're working with the center to find some ways to branch out, do some line building in the hallways, the loading dock, and we will be monitoring the lines and cutting lines if we have to. That's normally something we don't have to do, but it is a possibility. But we will not be doing like a ticketing system or anything like that, but we may be counting heads and cutting lines off if we start getting close to the end of the day or things like that.
So there's the answer to that. Now, I do want to know, we are not doing axe throwing this year. Nothing against axe throwing. Two things came into that decision. The axe throwing venue literally moved. In other words, it's not as close to us as it was. It's a little bit more logistically of a problem to get everybody there. And once you get there, it's not the cozy little setup we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of a bigger entertainment complex. So we weren't sure the value was still there as far as it being a special event. And the other thing is, honestly, last couple of years, it's sold out begrudgingly. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
It's, in other words, the ticket sales were there, but people weren't sucking them up. Mm-mm. And so we just thought, well, okay, if they're not going to beat the doors down to go to this, let's try some other events. That being said, you can look for it to come back. We just thought we'd give it a break.
Yeah, and, the other thing with that is we got to keep in mind these guys, like, especially Kane, Steve, R.A., that are staples in the axe throwing event. They added bourbon last year, which is a Thursday launch event, and it's a lot more chill, low key. But when they have to do events Friday night, Saturday night, after they have been at their tables all day, it is exhausting. So, we want to switch things up a bit, try some other events, see how things go with that, and, see what's popular. And if there's enough of it, an ask for it, we can revisit bringing it back for sure.
To answer another question in the chat room, when Adrian said cut lines, what she meant was cut off lines. In other words, if there's 300 people in line to see X celebrity at 7 p.m. and the con closes at 8, guess what? We're probably going to just say, hey, there's no point in you all standing here. He's only going to sign 100 autographs or whatever in the next time.
Yeah.
That's what she was talking about.
And this year, because we're bringing in a lot of new people that haven't been to the show, and we're bringing in some, higher profile people, a lot of them are going to have their teams are coming with them. Their reps are coming with them, or managers, or an assistant. They're going to have somebody there. And those people can dictate a lot of, that scheduling and everything. But it is a possibility, because we have a lot of people that are probably going to have some bulky lines. And when we decide exactly how we are going to format that, we'll try to release that information as far in advance as we can. Now, we might get there on Friday thinking that we've got a solid strategy and realize we've got, things we have to change. And it happens every year. Friday is the test run for Saturday. So things normally get moved around a little bit Friday night into Saturday. So if we get there and there's someone whose line is way bigger than the space that we have allocated to accommodate them, they may have to get moved. But we will try to let you all know as best as we can. Let's see. A team trivia event during the con. Okay, so I'm glad somebody brought that up. Let's see. There's a lot of questions coming in.
Yeah, they're playing them on here.
Yeah. Let's see. Team trivia is definitely something that we have talked about. Now that we have the meeting space downstairs, I've got it on my to-do list to contact the company that does trivia and see about having some team trivia at the show. I know we had some solo trivia before, and we may be able to squeeze in some team trivia during con hours. And it really kind of boils down to the interest that people would have in it, and if their scheduling allows the trivia company. Let's see. Another thing that we are looking into this year is going to be having some live music. I know a lot of people have been asking for live music. We've got a couple of artists, a couple of groups up for consideration right now. A lot of that is going to depend on our scheduling with the center and where we will be able to put a stage. Due to the number of celebrities that we have this year, we are having to change the back wall around a little bit. So for everyone that was there last year, when you walked into the front of the convention and you looked towards the back wall, celebrities were in the back left corner, photo ops were right in the middle, and then on the right we had our entertainment stage, our food court, and our some seating, some rounds. So basically where the celebrities were in the back left, there was an air wall put up. That won't be there this year. And we're going to have to extend the celebrity booths out past where photo ops were, which will move photo ops over to where the entertainment stage was, which will move the entertainment stage either to the hallway or it may not be there. We do have the downstairs rooms to be able to do a lot of this cool stuff that we're planning on doing. So that is a possibility. It just is going to come down to what the center can work out for us.
And that does answer one of the questions from the chat room. Are we planning on fitting all of the celebrities in one room? And the answer is yes. By the time we move everything and stack them too deep, not a problem. I personally have volunteered to have Adrian Barbeau just literally sit in my booth.
Exactly.
That I'm a team player. I am a team player. So we believe me, that is definitely something on our radar. But we're not going to be splitting up our celebrity floor as far as sending you down the hallway or whatever. No, we're not doing that.
No.
So, so I got that, fit everybody in the room. Somebody did compliment our film festival earlier in the chat room.
Awesome.
And said that's the main reason they come. Love you. I do want to point out, everybody, now this year, help us spread the word. The film festival is actually going to be in the center, in the Central Bank Center. It'll be downstairs at basically the end of the hallway, right far into the hallway. Isn't that what we're? Get off the escalators, go down.
Yep.
Because see, they in their infinite wisdom, they numbered the rooms exact opposite of the way I would have done it. But I'm not in the convention center business.
I think when you go down, it's to the left of the escalator. When you get off the escalator, it's this way. And we're not sure right now where our food is going to be. We are looking at a couple of different options, either chopping it up and putting a couple things up on the floor, a couple things on the second floor, and maybe a couple things on the bottom floor, the Main Street entrance. But if all goes well, we will have a food court in Club B on the second floor, which I didn't know what that meant. So once we know for sure, then I will get that out, and we're going to have a lot more signage this year.
And if Brandon will get me the information this year instead of asking me to do it with my shitty laptop at the convention, we're actually going to have some projection screens on your stand this year.
Yes.
That we can actually put important information up on the wall for all to see.
Yes. Another question from the chat was about when panels start. So this is kind of a pros and cons thing. Unfortunately, there's going to be some overlap in some things, because the question was, how late in the day do panels begin? I want to stand in line for meet and greets, but I don't want to miss any cool panels. And that is
good
definitely
luck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what the way that we try to set everything up is that at any given time there is something going on somewhere for you to do. Unfortunately, there may be two things that you want to do that are going to be happening simultaneously, and in order for there not to be lulls or boredom, it's kind of hard to do. Now, to answer your question, what we like to do when we schedule panels is the first hour that the floor is open is the early entry hour.
Yeah,
we don't schedule anything then. And then we try to not schedule anything during the first general admission hour. So for example, on Friday, the first panel may not start until 5 because the doors open for general admission at 4. On Saturday and Sunday, the first panel will probably start at noon. Now, a question I will go ahead and because there are new people in here, I will go ahead and answer this. I'm going to answer this 150 times before we get to the show. The photo op schedule is the last thing that gets made. The photo op schedule takes into consideration every other thing that is going on in the show that affects the celebrity schedule. If there is a panel going on, then celeb photo ops plans around that. The only photo op that I know the exact date and time that it will be happening is I know that the in-costume photo ops for David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown will be at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And that is set in stone. We will be scheduling other things around that. Another question that I will answer 150 times between now and the show: photo ops do not overlap. It doesn't matter when the schedule comes out. There may be 5 different celebrities scheduled at the same time slot. They only use one photo booth at a time. So they will have everybody that's coming for these 5 people come over and line up. They'll bring the celebrities up and they will file them through and get their photo ops done. But there are no overlapping times on photo ops. It doesn't matter which ones you get. You can get whichever ones. Now, I think that was pretty long-winded. I'm going to take a break from talking about that.
Well, that's okay. We need to take a break. We actually need to take a real break because we have celebrity announcements. So we're going to do commercial, promo spot, our commercials, and then we'll be right back and we'll give you our celebrity announcements, go through the announcements for the night, and then we'll get back with it and get to your questions in the chat room. Everybody, we'll be right back.
Horror. Movie. Fans. 4. Life. On Facebook. Find us. 4 watch parties. 4 news. 4 memes. 4 friends. 4 life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
Okay, I want to talk real quick about one of our sponsoring vendors, Zombie Cow. Zombie Cow. I've been with Scarefest several years now. Seemed like they hit the ground running and really stepped up to the plate. Big supporters of a very popular booth. Now, Zombie Cow was born by the brother-sister duo of Ashley Kane and Sean Cohen. What started off as a small conversation and a what if has slowly and steadily built into the behemoth that is Zombie Cow. They're famous for their tumblers. They actually have a guy that apparently that's his job now, designing tumblers, Charlie Kane. But anyway, they've got a website now, thezombicow.com. They didn't even have a good Facebook page like 2 years ago. So now they have a website, Zombie Cow. Now, I will tell you, if you go to shop with them, they've got their collections online. Now, I did catch one little bug. It's a new website. Give them time. Make sure when you click whatever you're wanting to see, actually, some of it works. I just pulled up something a while ago. Well, now it's all working now. See, it's a buggy. It's websites get buggy. I was just going to say there was a quick view button, and that button actually worked better than some of the shopping cart buttons. But anyway, thezombicow.com, thezombicow.com. We are proud to have them as a sponsoring vendor, and we're very happy that they're coming back to Scarefest. Now, to our celebrity announcements. Mr. Paul Bradford of Ghost Hunters International and Trending Fear. He's coming back to Scarefest this year. Paul Bradford is our paranormal announcement for the evening. Paul Bradford is coming back this year. For you horror fans who just keep love when we add more Halloween guests, we've got Will Sandon coming. He played young Michael Myers, of course, in the 1978 version of Halloween. So Will Sandon is our celebrity announcement tonight for Scarefest 2023. Central Kentucky Mystical Market. The next dates are coming up July 29th and 30th. 29th and 30th. Clarion Hotel, right off Newtown Pike as you get into Lexington off the interstate. Lexington's premier monthly psychic and holistic event. CentralKYMysticalMarket.com, or just look them up on Facebook. But it's a great place to find unique small vendors and artisans, and psychic readers, metaphysical, and get a henna tattoo. I'm gonna give her a plug because she's gonna help me out if I get enough people on my Patreon. Okay, film festival. Scarefest Horror Film Festival, as we mentioned, is taking submissions. Do want to remind everybody that we'll be in the convention center this year, so don't be walking over Lex Live going, where the hell's the film festival? We've got a room dedicated to it this year, just downstairs from the con floor, so you won't have to dedicate quite so much time away from the con to go see your favorite independent director's work. And finally, I do want to talk about my Patreon project, the cardiac episodes, as I call it. It basically, if you go to patreon.com/Scarefest Radio, I had a cardiac event this spring, and I came up with this idea to push me to create cool content while I'm recuperating, so I'm going to run a 5K next year. This is going to finance me running a 5K. It's going to finance my my training, which involves health club and like tennis shoes and whatever. But the point is, I've been complimented on how often I update it, and I just wanted to put that out there. I'm 19. I think it's 19% now towards my goal. I will do this cosplay. This guy right here that's on your screen right now at Scarefest. I will cosplay him in honor of Sleepaway Camp. What is that? 40th, 50th anniversary, something like that? It's a bunch. But yeah, I'm going to wear the full 80s garb. And as an added bonus, if I get 150 subscribers, I will in fact get me a henna tramp stamp to wear with that cosplay. The offer is out there. Just go to patreon.com/ScarefestRadio and join me in the fun. Okay, we're back now. I was complimented today by Jake Godbolt. He says, I update my Patreon more than most OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he
I don't know how
also
Jake
increased his monthly support
Yes,
on
he
you
did.
because he thinks this will give the best life ever.
So see, that's a dedicated fan. The rest of you all are pretenders. Just saying. No, thanks a lot, Jake. You're a man among men. Is Sleepaway Camp something that we're playing during the show? Possibly. I think that's where we're at in it, isn't it? Possibly. Sleepaway Camp.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's on the list of possibles for our feature movies that we do. But that is early in the planning stages. So we talked about it briefly the other night, but we got a lot of things to work out before we even decide what movies are going on the screens and where we're showing them. So just so you know, it is a possibility, but that's where it stops.
Yes. Okay. We ready to keep going? Well,
Hit the ground running.
All right. This is something that we are. The costume contest. We are not changing anything from last year, so come out in your best cosplay and enter the costume contest because there will be a $500 cash prize for the winner of the costume contest. And Brandon last year, I think, actually wanted to do like a prepaid Visa or something, but it's $500. You're going to get $500 if you win. So either way that goes, in paper or plastic, there's a $500 prize for winning. Another thing I want to talk about is Killers, the card game, is going to be hosting Killers Live, which is an interactive game that you can play all weekend with other people. The VIP, platinum VIPs are going to be getting something in their bag, a discount, something on that. I'm not exactly sure the details 100%. I've got to get everything from Jeff, and once he gets that info over to me, I will post some about that. And everything we're talking about tonight, everything that's going to be happening at the event, we will put it together, and Wes will get that on the website. We'll make a page. Yeah, exactly. Wes is going to put it on the website.
I think I do a little better job than certain people when it comes to putting a coherent calendar together.
I agree.
I'm going to
Absolutely.
brag. I will. That's one kudos. The one bragging I will do is because I look at it like, okay, if I had to look at this shit, how could I figure it out? And
yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. Let's see. We talked about the trading cards, and we talked about celeb photo ops. Scarefest Inc. We are still working on Scarefest Inc. We have 5 tattoo artists signed up for the first official Scarefest Inc. with the contest going on, and we do have a couple of companies that are looking to sponsor that for some cool tattoo stuff. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be yet. It might be some skincare products. It might be some stuff like for the artists. We're still figuring out the details on that, but there is more to come. Scarefest Inc. is happening.
Now, I do have to throw in here. The chat room is abuzz about my tramp stamp. It will be a temporary, I said henna tattoo. Temporary tattoo on my ass, or on my back, however you want to look at it. And, so yeah, it is a temporary tattoo. But the fact is, it will be there for the weekend for that cosplay to embarrass me. Because I'm not doing that cosplay all weekend because I don't do any cosplay all weekend. I do different cosplay all weekend.
Yeah.
And I've got such beloved characters, I don't think anybody wants me to leave out.
Old Man Logan.
A very old man Logan. That was quite the hit last year. So, Wes is going to ruin tramp stamps. Yeah, like the 90s didn't already take care of that. Okay. So anyway, that's and I've already made arrangements. I have had the offer that if I get 150 subscribers, a professional henna tattooist will do this. So I'll actually have the tattoo all weekend. You'll just have to pay me an extra $1 to see it.
Oh.
You have to tip me.
Somebody made a comment and said that they paid for Killers Live last year and it felt like it was a limited buy-in. So, and they asked if there's any way to boost participation. So that is exactly the reason why we are going to be putting the stuff in the Platinum VIP bags, and we are going to be promoting that more because it's a really cool concept. And we want to make sure more people know about it. So we will be doing posts on social media, things like that, and get the word out there more on Killers Live. Temporary tramp stamp. That poor someone said the poor henna artist.
And I beg to differ on that. I've been working out 3 times a week, people. That's what the whole point of the Patreon thing is. By the time she has to put that on my back, I will be an Adonis. A 60-fucking-year-old Adonis. But I will be an Adonis nonetheless.
Moving on.
Moving on.
The next thing I want to talk to you all about is yoga. So we had talked about this a little bit before, and mostly everybody was receptive about it. Now, it will probably be chair yoga because finding a whole bunch of yoga mats is something I can't be asked to do that. So
it's actually such a big thing now. People, trust me, my Facebook feed, chair yoga is a thing. It's not just an oddball thing. It's a thing.
So we will be doing chair yoga, and that will be hosted by Beatrice Bupley. She was, she does the regular yoga, and we talked about doing chair yoga. And when we do this, not if, it is a when now, we will be doing it on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. There is going to be a cover charge for it, but that cover is going to charity. So we will be, after I talk to the charity that we want to donate to and I get their confirmation, we're going to get a graphic together and we will release the tickets for that. But that will be going to benefit a local charity in Lexington. And I thought that's really cool. So you get to do something fun. You get to do it with Beatrice. She's awesome, by the way. I don't know if you all have been exposed to her very much. But
they will get to meet her next month, or actually in August, on Scarefest TV. Yes, she couldn't do July because she's too busy.
Yeah, she's very out there and connecting with people and doing shows and her podcast with Doomsday's Crypt and Brett Wagner. It's awesome.
There was something. Oh, are we far enough along in the VIP party planning stages to tell how we're folding that and the Halloween party together?
Yes. I skipped over that one because I think we'll have a lot of questions. I'm going to cover Kids Day real quick, and then I'm going to go back to the VIP party.
Fair enough.
But I do have quite a bit to talk about with that. So Kids Day, we're going to be doing the things that we had done last year. We're going to pretty much roll most of those over. So those of you with kids, Sunday is Kids Day. Now, children 12 and under are free all weekend. But Sunday, we try to do things specifically geared towards kids. And we've got a lot of cool things in the work with that. We're getting some sponsorship set up to maybe have some little kits to build. I think they said like there were going to be little mini cornhole boards or something for the kids to build, sponsored by Home Depot. We will still be doing the kids trick or treat, the costume contest. We may still be doing the scream contest. A lot of that depends on what happens at the entertainment stage upstairs. We're working on doing
or we could just like have the kids walk around booth to booth and scream.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. I mean, yeah,
because
that sounds like a whole lot of fun to me. Let's see. Oh, so we're looking at a couple of other things for the kids too. Maybe a puppet show. We've got to get some things ironed out on that. And then we've got a really awesome lady that's coming to the show. Her name is Sarah, and she's going to be bringing this. We're going to do a graphic for it and get it announced. But Sarah is in Tennessee. She's the owner of the Grim Wreath, which she won't be a vendor at Scarefest this year, but she will be bringing her Jeep. And for anyone who was at the show last year or saw photos, we had the Kruger Jeep on the High Street entrance side. When you came in, there was that really sick Jeep with the Nightmare on Elm Street wrap on it. Sarah has a Scream Jeep, the Ghostface Jeep. So she will be bringing that up. But also, she does a really cool program with kids, and she has designed these super cute G-rated color by numbers for kids. And we're working on having her bring some of those up, and they may be either a paint by number or color by number, depending on what the center will let us do. But a lot of fun things in the works for Kids Day. Let's see. Do you have any questions before I move on to the VIP party?
I didn't see anything pop up pertaining to anything new.
Yes, I don't see anything either. Well, G-rated because it's for children. That's why. And it's still fun for kids, even though it's G-rated. Okay, so the VIP party. Right now, because we have the second floor rented out, what we are looking at is when you go downstairs and get off the escalator, the hallway there that's got meeting rooms 1 through 8, we will have 3 of those rooms combined with the air walls down to make the area where we're going to be having the VIP party. And I actually have a call into the center right now to talk about some logistics on this, because what we would like to do is use part of that space during the convention to have a VIP lounge. And that would be exclusively for our golden and platinum ticket holders, and it'll be just a room where you all can go in and have a place to sit down. And I know that some people are like, oh, well, where's the fun in that? A lot of people that come to the convention and they're there all weekend, it is a pretty nice idea to have, a place kind of out of the ways a little bit where you can go and sit down and collect yourself. So
not to bring up old things, but we're not famous for having chairs.
Yeah.
Not to rub salt in the wound.
Very true. There always seems to be a great lack of chairs. Chairgate for sure. Still trying to figure that out. But that's kind of what we're looking at right now, is to have a place during the day for the VIPs that they can go and chill out and unwind a little bit. And then for the party, we will have a VIP area in the room, and depending on occupancy limits and what the center tells us we can do, the party may only be for VIPs, celebrities, and staff. If we end up with a huge amount of space down there, like I think we'll have, I've got to go and check out the space and talk to them. We may sell a very, very limited number of tickets to go to the VIP party. But there are some other cool things that we're looking at doing, some giveaways, some prize drawings during the VIP party. And for those of you that have been before, Trey normally does some giveaways there. I have talked to some of our celebrities about doing some hosting duties during the VIP party and kind of making things fun. And once we have things a little bit more ironed out, we'll release more information about that. But we're for sure going to have the VIP party on Saturday night. DJ Trey is going to be there. Wicked Beard is going to be there. We're going to be doing the costume contest finalists there at the VIP party. The prize giveaways, like I said. And one thing, and I'm going to post this in the group maybe this weekend if I get a chance. It's not the post that's going to take a while. It's filtering the responses. I want to know what you all would want to win. And obviously everybody wants, like, you know, a week vacation with the celebrity of their choice and $1 million. I understand. But I'm thinking, like, if we did some prizes for giveaways, and, you know, there's different tiers of prizes that, like, we can look into getting. We can do more prize giveaways if we keep things on the lower side of cost wise, or we can do a few higher ticketed items, but, you know, we would be giving less stuff away. So what I want to know is, what are some things that you all would like to win? Just, you know, throw me some ideas out there. And if it's something that we can do, I will look into it. So I don't know if that got any questions out of anybody, but that is what we're working on.
Okay, everybody, think about your questions in the chat room. We're going to buzz through a quick commercial promo spot we got to do. When we come back, we will take any last minute questions, because I actually get to go ghost hunting tonight after the show. Shh. But anyway, so we will be right back, everybody. Well, actually, I'll be right here. Let's do our promo. Spirit Mechanics, speaking of which, that's who's hosting the ghost hunt that I'm going to tonight. Okay, 1018 East New Circle Road, Unit 114. That's right, everybody. Spirit Mechanics has a store now. They're not just some nebulous entity on Facebook. SpiritMechanics.com gives you an idea what they got at the store. But do check them out. They're on New Circle Road in Lexington. They call it the Missing Elements Shop. The Missing Elements. The one-stop shop for spirit mechanics, Stevens, healing vibrations, and metaphysical supplies. They have books, divination, altar supplies, tarot, and quite the collection of tarot decks. Stevens Healing Vibrations. Now, if you don't know about this, Stephen Tyree, he's a vibrational sound healer who uses tuning forks and singing bowls in his practice. If you're a skeptic type person, it sounds like what's a word Sheldon Cooper would use? I don't. But I'm telling you, I after Scarefest last year, I went to him, said, "Oh well, I'll give it a shot for." I forget what he charged me. It wasn't much. It freaking worked. It actually did help with the pain I was experiencing from being on my feet all weekend. So give him a shot. That is Stevens Healing Vibrations, also at the Missing Elements Shop in Lexington, Kentucky, 1018 East New Circle Road. Check them out online, everybody. SpiritMechanics.com, or look them up on Facebook.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. I don't have a new release to review for you this week. I'm sorry. I'm showing off the man shag. In the 80s, nothing burned brighter than Steven Spielberg, and he decided to put his toes into TV and create his own Twilight Zone, for lack of a better way of putting it, called Amazing Stories. And I've never actually talked about Amazing Stories on here. I have both seasons. If you listen to Bonehead Weekly, we've had Mick Garris. Mick Garris, the director, actually got his start on Amazing Stories, but Steven Spielberg directed a few of them. Bob Zemeckis directed a few of them. That's Robert Zemeckis for you all who Framed Roger Rabbit. A lot of different people directed. I mean, everybody from Burt Reynolds to Martin Scorsese directed episodes. It was a huge budget show for NBC, and it premiered in 85, and it did okay. And it kind of did this up until 86, 87. There's technically only 2 seasons, and the second season probably only got done because basically made them finish it out. And it's Spielberg. It was never as popular, but it has one of the best openings of TV I still love it in here, and it's John Williams' score, and it's fantastic. You can hear it actually when you go to Universal Studios for some odd reason. They play it a lot. If you have Peacock, I think the first season's on there, and I know they did a reboot of it that's also on Apple TV. Honestly, I've never watched any of the reboot. I was a big fan, so we're going to go over a few of the episodes that I want you to check out. One of them is The Mission. The Mission is directed by Steven Spielberg, and it's about a World War II bomber that is about to drop a bomb, and they get hit, and unfortunately the wheels are gone, and the guy in the belly is still there, and he's not going to make it. It's a really good one. One of the scarier ones was directed by Robert Zemeckis, and it stars Christopher Lloyd, of course, and it's called Go to the Head of the Class, and it's about these two students who hate this teacher who is really cruel, and they want to get back at him. Unfortunately, they screw up a spell with him, and he ends up losing his head and coming after them. It's a fantastic episode. It freaked me out as a kid. I really recommend it. Another one, actually, that freaked me out as a kid that was directed by Martin Scorsese is Mirror, Mirror. A popular horror novelist sees a strange figure in his bathroom mirror, and every time he looks, it kind of keeps coming back at him, and it's a little one of my favorites. Actually, isn't directed by anybody. Unfortunately, I don't mean anything of note, but it's called Mummy Daddy. Now, when I say mummy, I don't mean mommy. I mean mummy, like a mummy. This horror film is shooting outside of a little town, and this actor who's in a mummy costume playing the mummy is going to be a daddy, and that's awesome, right? But the problem is he gets the call, he goes, he wrecks, and people think he's a real mummy, and he gets chased. But also in this southern little town, they find a real mummy, and the real mummy, Ra Amun Ka, comes to life and comes after them. Which one's the mummy? Which one is the real mummy? Which one is the daddy? Which one is going to be the daddy? I know, I just like saying this over and over and over. There's a ton of these. I'm trying to think. I think even Joe Dante directed a few of them. Spielberg also directed one called Ghost Train, about a grandfather that knows a train is going to come through their new house, his son's new house that they've built. But I could go on and on. If you're a big fan of The Incredibles, the guy that directed The Incredibles, Brad Bird, his first claim to fame was The Family Dog, which actually spun off into a little series. And it was animated, and it was created by Brad Bird. So check that out on Peacock. Or if you're nice to me, I might let you come over and watch some of them in my basement. Check out Amazing Stories. Go to YouTube and watch the opening of Amazing Stories. To this day, it is amazing. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Amazing Stories. Check it out. There's a few little horror things that you can introduce the kids with it.
Sorry, we were talking business behind the scenes there.
Business.
Yeah, business. To answer in the chat room, we'll go back over real quick. Thursday before the show, if you come in town, we'll have trivia that night. We've got a special event at 5 o'clock. I think you said it started. Killers on the Rocks. So we start our stuff on Thursday. If you can get into town early. So there's the answer to that.
Also, this is totally unrelated to Scarefest, but I want to brag on Jake for a minute, because I showed you guys what I got for Valentine's Day, and Jake gets all the brownie points because I got this present delivered on my birthday, and I was not expecting anything, but let me show you what it is, because it is so cool. It is a Dr. Pepper mini fridge. How cute is this?
That is great.
Yeah, it's still got the wires and everything in it, but it holds 6 Dr. Peppers, and the charger also has a car charger. So like if you wanted to take it on like a road trip or something, you can plug it into the little car charger thing and take them with you. And I thought that was so cool. It tickled me to death. And he got me some Dr. Pepper jelly beans, and while they are not as delicious as Dr. Pepper, they were still really good. So thank you, Jake. That's awesome. And if anybody wants to get me a present in the future, you have to beat that.
Well, I was happy with my card that he got me when I tried to die. So there.
Oh yeah,
just
for
saying.
sure.
Okay. Earlier in the chat room, I do want Chrissy Turner. I would be happy to be your personal trainer, except you work too goddamn much. I cannot keep the schedule that you keep. You work like 12, 14 hours a day. The only reason I've been able to go to the gym is because I'm flexible, especially right now because it's been raining every day. But yeah, now everybody, here's your fitness advice for the week. You know, you always read about how people say, "Hey, start your day with a workout." It's actually true. It really does. It gives you it doesn't wear you out for the day. It actually sets the tone. I never believed it myself, but I feel better on the days that I work out. So there.
That's awesome. What I like to do is, like, I get up because I don't drink coffee or anything. Like, I naturally have a lot of energy. I don't need coffee. But when I get up, like, I jump up and I'll make the bed, and then I'll run around and I'll pick up all the stuff that I left laying out the night before. And I can normally go hard for about 10 minutes, you know, cleaning the house, doing some chores. And then I'm just like, okay, now that's over. And I can really get my day started and sit down on the couch and open my laptop.
That's I still recognize my roots. I get up, I drag around the house, have coffee, get woke up, then I go in.
Then work.
To work out.
But I don't know if you noticed, but Wes did actually drag me off of the couch. I am in my office, which is 15 feet away from my couch. So, you know, good job, Wes.
And thank you so much for working with us tonight. Wes, the reason you get a cart and Adrian gets a fridge is simple. She's hotter than you. Yes, I do. I am aware of that. So, but we will see if the tramp stamp doesn't tilt things in my favor.
Somebody else in the chat said, "You look amazing, both of you. I can't wait to see you all again." All my chat says is Facebook user. So Facebook user, thank you. You're definitely scoring great brownie points also. And we do actually keep track, you know. So we've got a tally going here of who gets the most brownies at Scarefest. Flattery is always
wait. Who gets the most brownies?
Yeah.
That's just weird. That's a weird thing to say.
I said brownie points.
You said brownies, though. Second time you said brownies.
Yeah.
Only two.
Brownie points get you brownies, right?
That either means little girls or chocolate. And I'm hoping you meant chocolate because I'm 60 years old and it's creepy.
Well, yeah, I meant like special brownies.
Okay, everybody, that's Scarefest TV. We did get a lot of compliments in the chat room tonight because we are one of the few big conventions that do this. In other words, engage the audience on a weekly basis. So that it was great to hear that you all do notice the effort that we put into this. Everybody, this has been Scarefest TV. Adrian, thank you for jumping in at the last minute.
Council
next week, council meeting. So we'll get to go through it all again.
Got this 2 weeks in a row.
Yes. You get to enjoy Adrian and me. Only next week,
don't jinx it.
Stars align. Don't jinx it. But Brandon Griffith will be here, and so we can even have possum advice. Everybody, see you next week.